So when Lisa Leslie is on Angel Reese's podcast and gets asked anything you would want me to work on going into year 2, Lisa Leslie has a laundry list she's already written out. Your layups suck. Your layups suck. You can't finish. You can't finish. You can't. Lisa Leslie had a huge list.
Welcome back to Star Watch Central. Thank you for joining us. Let's dive right into a bombshell that just rocked the world of daytime TV. In one of the most shocking scandals yet, The View's longtime co-host, Joy Behar, is officially out, gone, finished. After a whirlwind of backlash, legal drama, and social media chaos, she's been shown the door. But what could possibly force out one of the boldest, most unfiltered voices in daytime television? Buckle up, because this story is packed with controversy, irony, and plenty of finger-pointing.
I don't know what the scouts were looking at. I really don't. But following the 7, God has a plan, and it is what it is. And you ended up in Chicago, but I'm just telling you,
going into season,
you were ready.
Thank you. Going into my season 2, what's some advice that you would give for me?
From WNBA legends roasting her layups to disappointing viewership numbers, Angel Reese's efforts to stay in the spotlight are backfiring in the most cringe-worthy way. You won't believe what her own mentor, Lisa Leslie, had to say about her. Game. Stick around as we dive into this train wreck that's got the basketball world buzzing. Ready? Let's go. It's wild. Angel Reese just can't seem to escape Caitlin Clark's shadow, even on her own turf. Reese launched Unapologetically Angel to give fans a glimpse into her life off the court, but it's quickly become a comedy of errors. No matter who's across from her or what the conversation starts with, somehow, it always circles back to Caitlin Clark.
Angel Reese on the Unapologetically Clout-Chasing Caitlin Clark podcast. I think that's what it's called. Unapologetic Clout-Chasing of Caitlin Clark podcast, hosted by Angel Reese.
It's as if Caitlin Clark has become this invisible guest star that Angel Reese just can't shake. Are the guests the ones who keep bringing her up? Or is Reese subtly steering the conversation toward Clark Island? We've got to wonder what's going on in Reese's head. Could it be a fierce rivalry, hidden admiration, or is Clark simply that dominant in women's basketball right now?
So when you say Cheryl swoops Caitlin Clark, it's like, oh my goodness, Cheryl doesn't like her, so let's see what this is about. And like, all of that's stupid to me. Mm-hmm. It's not true, it's all stupid. And also, now they may be mad when I say this, because it's funny to me. Like, when I look at the number 22s in the league, like I was 22, Asia's 22, Caitlin's 22. Like those are some hell of a good number 22s. And we're all a part of the Nike family.
Let's break it down. Episode after episode, this pattern keeps unfolding. 1 minute, Reese is talking about her favorite pregame rituals, and the next, bam, someone's raving about Clark's latest record-breaking feat. It's almost too predictable at this point. Fans on social media are having a blast with it, joking that the podcast should be rebranded as The Caitlin Clark Show, hosted by Angel Reese.
Because of women's basketball, whenever you think of Angel Reese, people often mention Caitlin Clark. You've said in interviews, there's no beef, but the media keeps going on. This is your platform, so how do you feel about that situation?
I think just being able to be in that moment of it happening, you never realize how something can literally change your life. And knowing my 5 fingers and my other finger pointing at my hand could literally have changed my life for like forever is crazy.
But here's where it gets interesting. This Clark-centered content might actually be helping Reese. Think about it. Every time Clark's name pops up, it draws more attention to Reese's podcast. Basketball analysts are picking up on it too, noting how Reese's efforts to spotlight her own journey often get overshadowed by conversations about Clark's accomplishments.
Why do you think people love Caitlin Clark, besides her skills?
She can shoot threes from logo.
You never seen that before. That's my point. Steph Curry, a little kid. Like Steph Curry, I love, you know why I love Steph Curry? Because I've never seen that before.
You've got to wonder what this is doing to Reese's image and the goals she had for her podcast. Did she plan to create a platform where she'd constantly be compared to Clark? Or is this just an unexpected twist in the Angel Reese story? There's a fine line between staying relevant and becoming obsessed. And right now, it's hard to tell which side Reese is leaning toward. Ready to hear what Reese's so-called mentor had to say about her?
Lisa Leslie appears on Angel Reese's podcast, Unapologetically Angel. She gives Angel some advice. Just a hint, it has to do with her layups.
You thought the Caitlin Clark comparisons were tough? Well, Angel Reese's latest podcast episode just took an unexpected detour into Awkward City when WNBA legend Lisa Leslie stepped into the Unapologetically Angel studio. Fans probably expected some lighthearted banter and maybe a few pearls of wisdom. Instead, they got a front row seat to what can only be described as a public roasting session. Leslie, clearly not one for sugarcoating, decided to keep it real. And I mean, really, real.
Going into my season 2, what's some advice that you would give for me?
Season 2, I can't wait to work with you some more. The biggest advice I have for you is going to be how you shoot your layups, period.
Let's break this down, shall we? Leslie, a two-time WNBA champ and arguably one of the most dominant players in women's basketball history, didn't waste any time getting straight to the point. She looked Reese dead in the eye and dropped this truth bomb. The biggest advice I have for you is how you shoot your layups, period. Ouch. Can you imagine trying to host your own show while your basketball idol basically tells you your fundamental skills need serious work? But wait, it gets better or worse depending on how you see it.
It's just a fact. She is, it's more than a fact. She is not good at layups. But I was looking at her stats. I jotted some down right here, and she shoots an abysmal 39% from the field. She shot below 50% on shots less than 5 feet away, which is bad. And even worse than that is that shots from 5 to 9 feet, 13%.
Leslie didn't stop at just critiquing Reese's layup form. She went full statistician on us, pointing out that Reese shot a mere 39.1% from the field during her rookie season. For those who aren't basketball experts, that's not great. Especially when you consider that Reese was shooting below 50% on shots less than 5 feet from the basket. That's like missing half your shots right at the rim, the easiest place to score from.